Okay, so I got to tell you, this goes back a couple of months. It was when the Dolphins, they had some issues. They fired their coach, and I had come in here one day. I was not happy. I was just, we'd done the rebuild. I was venting, and I got a text from somebody saying, "Hey, don't talk about my Dolphins like that." And I was like, "Look, I'm just venting." He's like, I'm like, "Hey, it's the way us Dolphins fans feel." I'm like, "You can probably relate." He's like, "Well, I'm not just a fan, I'm on the team." I'm like, all right. Because we get all kinds of text messages. I'm like, so I started looking at this and looking into it, and we've had this dialogue going on saying, "I'm a big fan of the show. I want to come in sometime." I'm like, "Sure, whatever, Dolphins player." I'm like, "By the way, who are you?" And he's like, "Christian Wilkins," which Christian Wilkins is a first-round draft pick from 2019.
He's a big deal.
Everybody fell in love with him right away because when he was drafted, Roger Goodell, he comes up and he just picks him up and just bear hugs. I mean, this is the dream for so many people. This is like you've made it. You now got generational wealth that you're set up. And he's just a fun-loving dude, too. His social media is really cool. So I'm like, all right, that would be awesome. Like, if Christian Wilkins listened to KVJ, I'd be like, that'd be phenomenal.
That alone is just cool. Like, all right, we got Dolphins players listening. This is awesome.
And
it gives us street cred.
And then last week, he's like, "Oh, I want to come in sometime next week." I'm like, "Okay, great." And so I hear from the same person on Monday, and it's, from an area code that is the same area where Christian Wilkins grew up in high school. And it says, "I'm going to come in on Friday." And I'm like, "Guys, I think Christian Wilkins is coming on Friday." People are like, "Do you know what Friday is?" Like, it's April Fool's. That's right. Dang it.
And we didn't even know that. We found that out, by the way, live on the air. Oh, yeah, it's April Fool's.
Yeah. And then it's like, "No, really, here, I'll send you a selfie." And then, I got a text message of Christian Wilkins. It was him, but it was a still shot from a video on his Instagram. I'm like, all right, catfish. I'm like, you got to get up a little bit earlier to try to catfish the old Kev. I've been catfished many times, and I know this is fake. So he's like, "No, trust me, you're going to see. Sometime after 9 a.m. on Friday, I'm going to be there. I'm going to pop in." I'm like, okay. Denny's tells me there is somebody here claiming to be Christian Wilkins.
There is a ruckus in the hallway. I'm hearing talk of a Porsche pulled up out front. They're
going to a lot of great effort. I love it.
An entourage got out of the Porsche and they're in the hall.
But is this real? Is it really him or is this a fake?
No, I've never met Christian Wilkins in person, so I'm going to have to only go on just what I've seen on TV and on social media like anybody else who's a fan.
Suit said it's him.
But the fact that we have somebody here is amazing. I'm so excited.
Okay.
I'm recording and I'm just waiting for someone to walk through the door.
Well, Christian Wilkins is 6'4", 310 pounds.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. We got to have somebody walking in here. It's
you know what?
Eyeballed around 6'4".
If I lay on my stomach and if he stands on my butt, I'm able to weigh him.
He is. He's like a human scale.
Really?
Yeah.
So you could weigh this.
I will know
supposed Christian Wilkins.
I'll know this is the real Wilkinson. Yeah, because I will know by the weight on my butt.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and bring in our supposed Dolphins player here. Are we getting catfished or not?
Hey, how you guys doing?
How's it going?
How about this with you guys?
How are you,
What'd you
my friend?
bring?
KVJ! Yeah!
No
way.
freaking way. I'm like,
ladies first.
the first guy walked in, I'm like, that's not Christian.
So nice to meet
Hey,
you.
what's up?
Oh my gosh. I can't believe this is
There's
real.
no way, dude.
KVJ!
Oh, there's
Wait,
no
so
way.
are you catfishing me by wearing the Marlin stuff? Or what's the deal?
I'm like,
what's your friends get?
Disrespectful.
There's no way he's showing up.
I
I
cannot
got dressed
believe
today. I'm like,
this.
don't even bother.
We thought we were getting
In
catfish.
the flesh.
Oh
No,
my
this is real. It's
gosh.
awesome to meet you guys.
This is so cool.
There's no way this is happening. There's no way. I put it all the way down to 10%. I'm like, there's
You have
zero.
1%.
Don't try to
1%.
say 10% now.
Oh my gosh, grab that mic. I
yeah,
can't.
you got him.
This may be one of the greatest surprises of my whole career. I'm like, there's no way this is him.
You need
This can't be
snacks, food?
happening.
Would you need anything?
I'm good right now.
Okay.
I'm here for the vibes. It's Friday.
Yes,
Dolphins
it's
party, so
Friday.
let's do
I
it.
did this for you.
It's a lot, but
Oh, he's got
But
on
it's
the
a
cheerleader.
vibe. Yeah.
Honestly, I can't. I am stunned right now. I don't even know what to say. This is so
Hey, you
unbelievably
made our
awesome.
day.
You tickled pink over there.
Dude, oh
I
my
am.
God. Watch out this guy.
It's got an entourage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this
He's
is
a
so
charmer, this guy. Look out for him, Virginia.
You made the people that listen to the show so happy right now.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, my
Yeah.
I'm really happy right now because I'm truly a big fan of the show.
That is
So,
awesome.
Outta
There's a
here.
story that goes on with this, and I can share with you guys. And,
Tell us, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta hear this. Tell me the story.
Well, no, I'm actually a big fan of the show. Like I was saying,
Yeah.
like you guys are a big part of like my daily routine. To be quite
No
honest.
way.
So typically, like I train early in the morning. So
Yeah.
like you guys are the only thing on at like 5 in the morning, 6
Yeah.
in the morning, and
Yeah.
so like when I first got on the team a couple years ago, like,
Yeah.
just a random state 97. I'm like, all right, I'm not thinking of it, nothing of it. And just as I'm driving to work, I'm hearing you guys more and more like, oh, these people are like pretty funny. Like they got it going on a little
That's
bit. And so
cool.
like you guys have been like a little bit of like therapy for me every morning, just like, because I got a lot going on throughout
Yes.
the day
Yeah,
and a
you
lot
do.
going on in my mind. So you guys are kind
Pressure.
of just like senseless, like variety and just like funny stuff I can listen to on the way into work. So it's
That's so
been awesome.
awesome.
And then, sometimes late night, driving home at 6 p.m. I listen to the replay, and yeah, I'm a
outta
big fan of
here.
the show. Like,
I can't. I honestly.
I know. I'm
Nothing is. I feel like it was kicked in the face with a donkey. I can't even
catfish
believe
so
this.
much.
no, I
man.
know,
It's
and
been
that's
so many
why,
losses.
and that's why I had to play into it because
did.
you guys. So this is like,
Okay, all right. So tell me because you said you're like, oh,
Let's
okay, here
talk.
to show you. Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
you text that photo of you and you're like,
Yes.
hey, here's a selfie. So I looked at it, I'm like going, okay. There's a video of you putting a fire pit in your backyard, and I'm
Yeah.
like going, that's from that video. I mean,
Right.
anybody could easily have done that. So
Absolutely.
Tell me the strategy on that, because that threw me off.
So originally, so when I texted, like, I kind of just, you guys talk about funny stuff. You guys are always asking for input or whatever. So like
Yeah.
one day I was like, all right, I'm gonna text in. This was a while back.
Oh, I know. You were
And
talking
then-
about Grimsley. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way Christian
I'm
Wilkins.
KVJ Nation through and through. Like I'm
There's no
truly.
way Christian Wilkins watched Grimsley. And then I started
So-
looking back, I'm like, gosh, how would I not get? I'm such a moron. Why did I
Yeah.
even fall for this?
So that was the thing. So when I text, you actually replied back to
Yeah.
my text, and I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
like he actually replied, and I'm like, that was my chance, because I kind of shot my shot there. I always wanted to like at least
Oh,
meet
yeah.
you guys, and actually when you were out at a training camp like this past, I remember you saying it on the radio
Oh,
that you
yeah.
were coming out to training camp.
Yeah.
So I was trying to ask people like, is there any way like you could find Kevin for me? He's gonna be here. I wanted to meet you then.
No way.
But that
Oh,
didn't work
my
out
gosh.
with COVID and everything.
Yeah.
So
right.
yeah, so when you replied to my message, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go with this. Like, no, I'm really I'm really want to get on the show, and you invited me on the show. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely, I'll be
Yeah,
there.
come on,
And,
anytime.
yeah, and then so I'm a little bit of a jokester. So once I heard
Yeah,
y'all
you
talking
are.
about, oh, we're getting catfished, all this and all that, and I'm like, let me have a little bit of fun with
I
this.
did.
You know,
told
and so
you that
like,
yesterday,
yeah, and
Kevin.
then Virginia mentioned it. I was like,
told
she
you.
finally got smart and and called it out. So I was like, I'm a bit of a jokester too.
Yeah.
So
It's a
when you did your
genius
research,
move.
I thought you were gonna see that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I guess he didn't catch on. So it was perfect for me to have a little fun with it. So.
Oh,
we
man.
don't
Oh,
want
man.
to. We kind of loved how it
Yeah,
was going.
I
Yeah.
liked it because I could have been like, hey, you got to FaceTime me or send me a photo with how many fingers up.
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
whatever. I'm
we
like,
didn't
I didn't
want
want
that.
that.
No.
And you threw me. I'm
that's
I'm
right.
like 90% sure this is Christian Wilkins, and then I got down to 1%. I'm like, there's no way he's coming in, and even getting ready today, I'm like, yeah, we'll do
Doing
it.
violence. Yeah.
I'm really shocked. I thought I'm
stunned.
getting a party today,
Yeah.
and that is it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So wow, it really happened. Christian Wilkins is here. I could not be more happy. We got so much stuff to do. You're going to stick around for the after the show a
I'm
little
here.
bit.
I'm here.
Oh,
Christian
sweet.
Wilkins is
Let's have a
here.
good time.
I
Okay.
love it.
If you don't believe it, just go to KVJ TV on YouTube and see he is in our studio right now. I can't even believe he's here. I can't even believe he's here. Christian Wilkins from the Miami Dolphins. It wasn't a catfish. It was legitimately him. He's a KVJ Nationer. And he loves chicken wings. He said that's his favorite food.
Me
which
too.
I'm like, yeah. Do you have a couple favorite places for the wings that you found that you love, Christian?
So am
What do you
I
think?
getting paid
You-
for this?
Yeah. Yeah. Pull that mic
You gotta
right
do a
up there,
live
man.
spot.
Well, I'm still looking.
Yeah.
Like back home, we
Yeah.
have a lot of really good wing spots where I'm from.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Yeah, okay,
Springfield.
really? The new wings right there, huh?
Yeah, so there's a lot of good places there. But here I'm still searching, finding the right place to
Okay.
There's like a place called Wings and Things where I live.
Yeah,
so not
Wings
too
and
far,
Things.
so it's not too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, we'll set you up. We got a couple suggestions.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in fact,
I'm a little further though. It was a little bit of a hike up here today.
It was,
Yeah, it was a little bit
yeah.
of a
I
ride.
figured that when you saw the address, I'm like, he's definitely not coming now after he sees the address.
It's just nice to win one.
You know what? Yeah, people are like, this might be the
gosh.
best thing that ever happened to you guys. I'm like, yeah, it might be. It's crazy.
It feels like Christmas.
There are so many text messages coming in, be like, oh my gosh, he is without a doubt my favorite Dolphins player. Because, dude, just not only one are you just fantastic in anchoring that defensive line, but
Oh,
you're
thank you.
just a awesome dude.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
You know,
that.
and I mean, I remember when you first got drafted out there in 2019, and your exuberance and picking up the commissioner, and they're like, okay, this is going to be a good dude.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was an exciting time.
They
Yeah.
made you one of the key players on Instagram that they
nice.
have little icons for. Not everybody gets that.
Yeah. That
is
You've
true.
got an icon of
Yeah.
yourself on Instagram
Oh,
dancing.
well, we were already making posts because we didn't think you were coming. Virginia had a post ready to go with the fake you in there moving around. He showed up. He came.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I was gonna be a little bit more of a jerk. Can I say that on the radio? Jerk?
Yeah,
Oh,
All right,
yeah,
cool,
yeah. Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
gonna be a little more of a jerk and like
Yeah.
make you wait till the end when you were doing your thing, like your final.
Yeah, thought for the
Thought,
night.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was gonna make you guys sweat it out just a little bit
damn.
more, and then on my way here, I'm listening to the radio. Like, all right, we give them 10 minutes into the after the show podcast. I was like, because again, like. I like
Yeah.
playing that game within the game.
Oh, it was good.
I
He's a
essentially do
player.
it for a living. Is playing the game within the game.
Oh,
so
yeah.
yeah, having a
Love
little
it.
fun, little cat and mouse.
Sweet Denny's comes in here because we don't know what's going on. He goes,
Yeah.
guys, so
So Denny's doesn't know anything about sports.
Yeah.
So I think he might be here, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks like he could play football.
And we're like,
but-
are we sure? Maybe it's a crazy person trying to come in here.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
You got your, just in case it was a crazy
I do. I got
person.
my taser
Okay,
and my
cool.
blade.
Just
Always.
Yeah, she's always passing. She's ready to go. Well, I just want to ask you, for everybody who's listening to the radio show before we wrap this up, man, oh man, the Dolphins have made some moves in the offseason.
Yeah.
Like, is there an energy? Because I know Fins Nation, man, is very excited about this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
Is it kind of the same vibe within the whole team? Were you guys all chatting and talking? I mean, does everybody feel as good about this coming season on the team?
I would say like it's been pretty cool. Like obviously we've done a lot of things. You know,
Yeah.
there's always excitement with a new coach.
Picking up Tyreek Hill
picking up
and-
Tyreek and
Yeah.
a lot of other guys that we got with throughout free agency and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's always exciting. And you can definitely feel the energy around like Miami a little bit. Like,
Oh, yeah,
you
no
know, just
doubt.
everybody's talking about it. You're going out different places. People are seeing you. They're like, oh
Which
my
that's
gosh.
great.
Like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's
So it's
good.
fun and hopefully we'll get a lot more support this year, and people, we can put a product out there on the field that people can get behind.
Well,
So,
I'm telling you, we're
yeah.
getting KVJ Nation behind you. Everybody's got to
Yeah,
go buy a
absolutely.
Christian Wilkins jersey.
Everybody.
Yeah, and get all set for that. So I
Yeah,
guess
I got to
there's-
get you a shirt or something.
I
too,
know.
'cause I'm calling you
I
out.
am going out
Call
this
him out.
weekend.
Call him out.
Yeah,
I'm going to call him
no,
out
you're
about
right.
that Marlins baseball.
I started to call him out, and I'm like, he's not coming. I'm not going to
No.
ride in and Kevin that hard because we'll just have a party. It'll be a Miami party. It'll be fun.
I was going out. I'm like, you know what? I got to make sure I got a Christian Wilkins jersey on. I'm going to be all in. And then I'm like, dude, come on, man. He's not showing up.
You got him.
The guy
Did you-
played his cards.
Did you deliberately kind of plan it for April Fools to mess
No,
with
it
us?
just so happened. And it's funny because I'm really like, usually I would think of things like that ahead and whatnot, but it was just like how it happened. Again, like last Friday, I think you guys were kind of having a good, you guys do your
I
own
was
little
all
party
in.
on Fridays
Right.
anyway. So I was
Yeah.
like, I want
was
to come on a
all
day
in.
where it's fun. I got some time. I can hang around.
Oh,
Friday's the best.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
was like, that'll be a good day to come. And just how my schedule worked, I was like, all right, I got some time. So.
Okay, well, Christian, he's got some gifts that we're going to do on the After the Show podcast. I mean, the guy came with gifts. Can you believe this, Virginia?
I'm so excited.
And I told him during commercial break, and I think I'm kind of harassing him about the grilled cheese, but grilled cheese with the tater tots, you got to
Yeah.
try. It's so delicious.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, we got that. Crazy Horse got us some food. So we
Crazy
got,
Horse!
The party came through. I mean, Christian Wilkins is here. I just unbelievable. This is too much.
It's a win.
It's too much. It is a win.